That's when you know you sleep. That's when you know you sleeping. What is today? Is it? I think it is. This your man Harry over the top. Back with another session. Woo! We got a special guest coming in on the second half of the show tonight, y'all. Yeah, she said the book is out, it's ready. We're going to get it in. Yes. So let's do this roll call. Everybody get on in here. There goes Sasha. What's up, Sasha? Kimberly Ortiz. Beth, Mikey. Andrew Davis. What's up, Edith? Honeybee Lee. Is that JBE 162? That's Mark, y'all. Blinders off in the building. What's up, Kimberly Ortiz, Andrea Davis? My main man, Willpower. Danita Joe was up in here. Blinders off. What's up, Dawn? Casasa. Yeah. What's up, Linda? In the building. Facts 100. Come on, everybody. Clap your hands. Say something good. Say something nice to everybody. What's up, Joy Tracy? Elaine B. Lady Virgo in the building. Woo. Come on in, everybody. Say what's up. So everybody come in and say what's up. Say hey. Jay Waters. What's up, Honeybee Lee? Just like candy. What's up, Jennifer? Danita Joe. And Lady Virgo. Josie Furry's in the building. Audrey Adams. Jackie Walters. Oh man. What's up, Ellen? My man Marlon in the building. What's up, Champ? Val, country girl with grit. What's up, Laura White? Linda Rose. Natalie Cole. Rachel Wooten in the building. What's up, Lady T? I see you, Val. Yeah. This is how we get it started, y'all. I like to get the energy up. I got to get my energy up. Yes. What's up, Karen? Hey, Cassandra. Cassandra B in the building. What's up? Oh, Andrea Davis. Natalie Cole. Woo. Say, introduce him to the channel. You start dating somebody. Marlon said, you start dating somebody, introduce them to the channel. Just so they understand the assignment. Beautiful one is in the building. I see you. What's up, Kamar? Tressa. I don't know. This DJ, man, just will not do right. Whoo, man, I got to see that one. I got to see this video. Oh, my goodness. Man, oh, man. Everybody, come on in the chat. Do what we do. Get it started. Because we're going to have a good time. A good time will be had. Yes, it will be. That's how we do it. That is how we do it. A good time will be had. Yes, it will. What's going on, family? How's everybody this evening? The evening. PR 415 Sweets. What's up, Devin? Yeah, beautiful butterflies in the house. Ed Marie. Yeah. What's up, Tressa? Okay, got everybody. Everybody hit the like. Y'all know what to do. I don't know, y'all. It's just, electronics. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, beautiful one. God did it. Sure enough, he sure did. God did that. So, of course, I got to shout out the sponsorship in here this evening because, yes, indeed, it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. My main man, save it for David. Thank you, sir. And Connie Bars. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, 60th birthday, Jackie. Oh no, 60 with all that. Yes, indeed. Man, oh man. On this Wednesday. So this is how we're going to start this out today. As we reminisce, as we go back, and try to recollect and try to figure out what caused this craziness, that we call the aftermath. I call the aftermath of narcissism. That's what we're here to deal with. The aftermath of narcissism. Yes, yes, yes. We are here to deal with the aftermath, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. What you need to know, Natalie? Go ahead, say what you got to say. That's what we're here for, to deal with the aftermath of total, complete destruction. And now it's time to figure it out. And boy, oh boy. Something was on my mind today, and I do want to say what it is, and I'm going to say what it is. As y'all can see by the title of the session tonight. Damn. And when I was hitting the buttons, I was hitting them extra hard to make sure did not read my work. Guys, I do that all the time. And those words came in there spelled wrong. Good gracious. 2 of them. It is what it is. I'll fix it later. Good gracious. One thing the narc did flawlessly was disappoint you every time. I know. Man. Good gracious. It's like I'm reading the title when I'm doing it, I'm typing it, and I'm looking to get to the next thing. That's all. I'm not flawless. There it is. You said y'all know what it meant. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. Whoo, man, oh man. One thing the narc did flawlessly. Can I get a witness up in here? Flawlessly was disappoint every single time. Disappoint every single time. Every time you said to yourself, I'm going to give this another chance. I'm going to give it another shot. I am going to rule over what I witnessed. Okay? I am going to mentally rule over what I witnessed, the lies that were told, the manipulation that was done, the disrespect that was caused, the cheating I endured. I am going to mentally override everything this lying, dirty, cruddy, bald head, stinking, trifling bum has done. I'm going to just overlook it. I'm going to just overlook it. That's what it is. I am just going to overlook it. I'm going to pretend it didn't happen. I'm going to pretend it did not happen. Who got a birthday in here? Somebody got a birthday. Okay, my bad. Did I not shout out the birthday crew in here? Who got a birthday? We're going to get to it. Everything I sacrificed. Everything I sacrificed, everything that I built, everything I worked hard for, I'm going to mentally override what I know is right. Did you hear me? I'm going to mentally override what I know is the right thing to do here. And I'm going to be, oh, good gracious. This is the language we speaking when you're dealing with the aftermath. I'm going to mentally override everything that I've done, that I've gone through with this person. Every lie told, I will forgive and I'm gonna lie about some things too. I'm gonna say I forgive and forget because I'm not gonna forget it. So yeah, I'm gonna lie too. That's all the narc was looking for you to be just like them. Lies just as much as they do. I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to be the bigger person because I want this tired, trifling, dirty, disrespectful, good for nothing but pain relationship to work. Good God. I'm going to be the bigger person because I don't want this. I don't want the person that has disappointed me every time. I don't want to lose that person. Not the one that is dogging me every chance they get. The one that cusses at me, the one that disrespects me, the one that has defiled me, the one that lies to me about everything. And I only tell them, well, I mostly tell them the truth. I don't want to lose that tired, trifling, cruddy thing. Happy birthday, Natalie. There we go. Everybody say shout out to Natalie. Happy birthday, Natalie. Everybody say happy birthday to Natalie. Hope I spelled that right. Good gracious. The person that brought the most pain, the person that brought the most disrespect, the person that did everything they could to break you, to destroy you, to tear you down, the person that actively wants to see you on your knees in pain, destroyed. They want to see you taken out. Guys, when you notice, if you see a narcissist that you used to deal with later on in life and at another point, they're going to look at you like they saw a ghost. And that's going to be the sign that you know that person meant to destroy you. If you ever see that person face to face, they're going to be shocked because they thought they did what they had to do to destroy you completely. And we have the nerve. We have the nerve. We actually have the nerve to sit back and think and wonder, like, you know, what exactly is it that I need to do? Good God. It is kind of triggering. It's kind of painful to walk back down that alley because it wasn't a street. It was walking down a dirty, stinking alley to try to convince the person who trying to destroy you to keep doing what they're doing. Baby, let's keep working on this. This person trying to destroy you and you're trying to figure out how to keep them working on it. They are doing everything in their power to destroy you. And you're sitting there saying, babe, let's listen, let's be calm. Let's be cool. Let's try to talk about it. Let's work through this. Babe, I'm gonna be the bigger person. I know you lied about everything. I know you stole money, you stole from me, you stole from the household. I know you cheated. You cheated. You cheated with my best friend. You cheated with my cousin, my brother, my sister. I know you cheated. You did what you did. But I'm gonna be the bigger person. Why do we want to be the bigger person, y'all? We want more pain and punishment so bad. We want it so bad, we are willing to sacrifice ourselves. Guys, you only get one life. You only get one life. And we were willing to sacrifice that entire life with somebody that we knew wasn't right for us. We knew it. In your heart, in your soul, you know it ain't right. You know it don't feel good and it don't feel right. It don't feel good and it don't feel right. And yet, we fight. We're fighting for it. We're fighting for it. We're trying to convince the devil to stay right here, though. I know it's terrible, but we can work on it together. Everything about your relationship that is bad, listen to me, y'all. I ain't blowing no smoke at nobody here. I'm here to state the facts. Everything that's bad about that entanglement with a narcissist, everything that's bad is coming from the narcissist. Everything that's bad. I'm going to say that for the people in the back that didn't hear it. I'm saying this in all caps. Everything in the entanglement that is bad, not some of it, not most of it, every single thing about it is bad. It's disrespectful to you. It undermines you. Everything about it, everything that's going on, period, all of it, it's about disrespecting you. It's about tearing you down. It's about ensuring you don't ever develop a boundary. Everything is a disrespect to you. Everything. The new volunteer, same thing. Some of y'all really think the new volunteer, like they got a prize with that cruddy, dirty, trifling bum. Half of y'all don't even know that new volunteer, they getting exactly what they deserve. You just don't see it. They getting exactly what because I can guarantee you that listen, you was with a real narcissist, you know how trifling they are. You know how cruddy they are. You know how dirty they are. And you got the nerve to even think to question yourself. You got the nerve to question yourself about your own intent. You're questioning yourself, man. You went through the worst hell you never even existed. You never knew this kind of hell existed. And you're still questioning yourself. You're still questioning yourself. Well, maybe if I would have this time, maybe if I would have did that this time. There's nothing you could have ever did. There's nothing you could ever do. Nothing that you could ever do that's going to make a devil stop being a devil. You lying to yourself. Do you remember when I first met you? I think so. Ah, man, guys, you putting everything you got on the line. You putting everything you got on the line for a lying, thieving, dirty, cruddy dog. It ain't nothing good you can say about a cruddy dog. Nothing. You can keep trying. You can try this attitude. Well, I don't want to seem bitter. I don't want everything with you. You ever notice how everything with us, we can't be bitter. We can't be angry. We got to be the one that's always the bigger person. Just so the narc can get over on you again. Just so that they can walk away and nobody knows how dirty they are. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't save them. You can't save them. They don't want to be saved. Hey, who made that song? What's his name? J. Cole. They don't want to be saved. Whoo, man. Everything you've ever done with that narc, you've tried everything. You have tried if it's possible, you tried it. You tried everything you could to make that disease work. You did. And they so effortlessly disrespect you, talk down about you, lied on you. They lied on you like it was your name. And looked at you and truly look at you and tell you deserved it. You deserve what I did to you. A narcissist will look you right in your face and tell you, you deserve what I did to you. Because see, when they get to that point of disrespect, that's their way of saying, because I controlled you. I controlled you and you deserved everything I did to you. So, take it. And they're also trying to see if there's anything left in the tank. Is there an argument still there? Are you still blown away by what they do? You find yourself blown away by stuff that a narc does. They look at it like, okay, I still got a little gas in the tank. I'm still able to gaslight you. I'm still able to get your emotions stirred up because you still look at me like I'm not this monster. You still, the only way a narcissist, guys, the only way a narcissist could truly disappoint you is if you were looking at them like they did something that was beneath them. Name something right now in the chat, guys, that's beneath a narcissist. Name something, just one thing, because we get so shocked and surprised that they did this. Oh, they was cheating. They was cheating with my cousin. They cheating with my father. Cheating with my mother. Put something in the chat that would surprise you that they did. That did you find surprising? What did they do that was surprising? Because to me, it's nothing that a narc could do that would be surprising. Outside of, I will say one thing. The only thing a narc could do for me that would surprise me, that would shock me, is change for the better. Stop being a liar. Stop being a thief. Stop conniving. Stop being a devil. That's the only thing that would shock me. I would be in shock over here. I would be in shock. I would. I would be in shock. Ooh, thanks for that super chat. Natalie Cole, appreciate the love. Sasha, thanks for that super chat, Sasha. Well, I know Sasha getting ready to get started in here this evening. Sasha said, the moment your fingers have to ask Google, what's wrong with your partner? It's over. It's over. The moment your fingers dial those buttons, cut your losses and learn from the experience. The minute you go online and say, hey, what's wrong with my spouse? You know, what does it mean when my spouse won't come home on the weekends? And what does it mean when, you know, they don't come home one night because they was hanging out, you know? And what does it mean? And what does that look like when someone, you know, is always starting an argument, is always being unfriendly? Guys, I told y'all in the letter from the narcissist, they are disagreeable on purpose. They are disagreeable on purpose. Okay? Disagreeable on purpose. These guys, stop trying to figure it out, man. Because that's something that beats us up. Like, why? You keep asking that question. Why? You're asking yourself, why? Why do they act like this? Why can't they get it together? Why won't they do this? Why won't they become more agreeable? Why? Because they're doing what they're doing to you, they're doing on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose, guys. I'm telling you. They're doing it on purpose. And what do we do? What do we do? We sitting there trying to figure out how to forgive, asking them what's wrong, pleading. Good God. Baby, please, what does it take? What will it take to make you happy? Huh? What will it take? Good God Almighty. Man, oh man. We were in a rough spot. Guys, you know, one thing that's really gonna come to your mind from time to time, from time to time, is from time to time, you're gonna look back at that situation. You're gonna look at the whole situation and evaluate it and ask yourself, wow, did they really do this? What made them do what they did? It's unbelievable. And that's the reason right there. Every time you think of that, that's the reason right there. They took a situation where it was no rhyme, no reason. And they did something that would last in your mind for many, many years to come. Anytime that thought comes back into your mind, it's going to be right there just to say, wow, what made that person do that? Because it still won't make sense. Years later, it still will not make sense, guys. What made them do that? Were they forced into it? You'll start to think like, were they in a cult or something? Or what happened? So it was in lock. Oh, during the pandemic. Okay. I got you. Yeah, I remember you, Natalie. Natalie Cole, with a name like Natalie Cole, that was one of my favorite singers. That's Nat King Cole's daughter. Thanks for the super chat. Natalie said, Can you believe I'm back? Hey, Natalie, if you made that, if you jumped out there with another one or the same one, yes, I believe you're back, because that's what happens. And we so badly want to just get our life back on track. We just want to get our life back on track. So we will go out here and get with somebody new, or, try something else, try somebody else, or, we do a whole lot. We do a lot to try to, make everything right. We try to make our lives right. We try to do things where it's like, oh man, not the same dude. Oh my gosh. Okay. It happens. It happens. It happens. But guess what? You know what you did wrong. And I mean, at the end of the day, again, guys, this is how it works. This is how it works. When you listen to that again, and you're going to be tempted. You don't think you're not going to be tempted by these people again. And then you go out here into the rest of the world and you're not getting the deals that you want. You listen to that craziness again. And once they got you listening, here it is. There it is. But to think, again, you're back and we see the proof, though. We see again, and I appreciate you for sharing that with us, because it helps other people. When people see that, oh, wow, somebody else went through that and took the person back again and again. I wish I could have been in this chat talking about, I don't even know. I might have been too much for y'all in this chat. Y'all be like, okay, y'all, can we stop the show and bring her on the show? Because this guy needs help bad. So I get it. I get it. I do. I promise you, I get it. Because I had it bad. Man, didn't even have to say I'm sorry. I'm the one in there trying to. Oh my God, damn! This hurt. This is painful, y'all. This is painful. You talking. Just remember that after getting dogged out, after getting done dirty, to still want peace in the house. So I'm still trying to talk and still trying to conversate, still trying to bring some peace into the house. Because when you're not at peace, guys, you can't sleep. And the narc knows it. That's one of the reasons they will never give you peace, because they know if you're peaceful, then they're not really doing their job. It's going to take a whole lot to do what they want done to you. And they're not doing this for no reason. They're doing it for the reason of taking you out. Let me get you up here with your blood pressure up. Let me get you in here with some hypertension, and they're hoping that they can give you a heart attack or a stroke. That's why the pressure is always going to be on. You might get a day or two here and there because they got to calm it down sometimes, because they know eventually you're just going to catch on. And you're like, nah, just leave me alone. And you start to tune them out. So they got to bring it back in. They'll dog you out today, cuss you out all day, all night long. And then tomorrow in the AM, when you guys wake up, they act like nothing ever happened. And they love doing that. They love doing that, acting like it didn't ever happen. Acting like they didn't do what they did to you. They love that part right there, y'all. I mean, they love it. Because they know you're thinking about it. That next day when you wake up, you're still thinking about it. You still want to talk about it, and they know you want to talk about it. They know you want to get it straight. And they're not going to get it straight with you. The moment you say something that to them, that's confirmation that it's still heavy on your mind, but they're going to shut it down. They're going to shut it down and say, dang, hey, my gosh, can you please stop? No, not today. Not today. We're not going to talk about that today. They start an argument, do something disagreeable, and then don't want to talk about it. But let you think that you have the same ability to do what they do, and you watch that narc tear your whole house apart. You're not going to do to them what they do to you. That's out. That's out. You're not going to do to them what they have done to you and continue to do to you. Okay? You can forget that. They will tear the house down. Okay? They will tear the house down. Ooh, on your birthday. Wow. On your birthday. Goodness gracious. Does that not, ladies and gentlemen, how many birthdays have been destroyed by the narc that you were with? Do you remember? How many birthdays can you count that were ruined by that narcissist that you were dealing with? You have a easier time trying to remember which ones they didn't ruin for you. Which birthdays came around that they didn't have something, take a jab at you about something. How many birthdays did you have that the narc didn't come around and take a jab at you? Huh? Woo-wee. My goodness, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, guys. Wow. Lady Virgo said, I occasionally have heart palps when we have solar flares that cause, geomagnetic storms. Man, oh man. This person threw your whole situation off. Wow, man. Think about that, guys. How many times? How many birthdays did you have when you were with the narc that they did not try to totally destroy? How many? How many? Does anybody remember? Ooh, that's right. Call me true. Flawless about disappointing you every time. Every time you give them that benefit of the doubt, every time you give them an opportunity to disappoint you, they have been flawless. Every opportunity that you opened yourself up to give them a chance, they showed you. Wow, Ellen said, I can't escape. That's the hard part, getting away from that craziness at the end of it. That's the hard part. Getting away from somebody that, that's all out trying to get you. Somebody that's doing everything that they can to try to destroy you. It is absolutely crazy, man. It is. It is absolutely crazy. Mm, mm, mm. Said duck and cover. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to put the link in the chat. So I can bring our girl Jackie in tonight so she can talk about her book. She got the book out, y'all. Okay, Jackie, I'm gonna put it in the chat for you now. I want to bring Jackie in here, y'all, because she got her book out. She said she was coming through when she got it together. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So Jackie, I just put it in the chat for you. Come on in. Oh, man, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all. What's up, China? I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, when you're gonna have times where you look back at that situation, not just times. I'm saying time. I'm saying it's like you all the way on the other side, and you're done. You're good. You know, you're gonna have times. It's gonna be all the time where you're just gonna have those memories, and it's like wow. You're gonna be looking back at stuff you did. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy about how you feel about the narc, but see, eventually you'll catch on that that's who they've been the whole time. Okay, they've been that person the whole time. You're trying to figure out, wow, what was I thinking? What was I seeing? Why didn't I see what I thought? You know, why couldn't I get it together? Why was I so, pressed to try to figure this situation out and you know anyway, we're gonna bring my girl Jackie is in the house, and she got her new book. How you doing there, Jackie?
I'm fine, Hario. How are you?
Man, it's a new day. It's a blessed day. It's a wonderful day. You got a TV on or something in the background?
Huh? What'd you say?
You got something playing in the background. It's
Oh, my TV. Hold on. Yeah. And I said, wait a minute, Hario shouted out somebody else's birthday. My 60th birthday Monday, sir.
what? And you ain't seen nothing Monday.
Yeah, I put it in, I guess I did. I put it in the chat. I said my 60th birthday is Monday.
Oh, mm.
You gonna get it, Hario.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, talk to us, Jackie. Tell us about a new situation that you got going on.
Well, let me say this, Hario. My book came into fruition with a friend of mine. Her name is Hope Jackson. After I broke up with that treasure trove, y'all know how it go. I mean, I really wasn't that sad or that mad because, like you said, he had did so much. What you say, dirt and crust and crud, and I was like, yes, it ghosted me. Yahoo, whoopee. Now that new what you call them, new victims.
The
Now
new,
she can deal with all that.
the
She
new,
can have, like I said, and if she knew about me, she getting everything twice, 10 times. Girl, good. Take that trash bag.
definitely.
That's just how I feel. And it was like, she said, Jackie, you should write a book. I said, girl, I don't know about writing no books. I ain't no author. So she said, no, turn your journals. Cause my therapist, we all got to seek that therapy.
Man,
See,
that's what raised you was dealing with something crazy. Like, whoa, I gotta go to an outside person and try to figure this out to get back together. Because
right.
don't,
And
there's
you be,
something
that's why
crazy.
I'm looking like, Hario dealt with that female narcissist for 25 years. I said, I'm surprised he ain't gone somewhere and jumped off a roof.
Ooh,
I'm saying,
boy.
you know,
Yes, indeed. That's not an easy journey right there.
it was sad because, like you said, Hario, it's like in the beginning, even with the love bomb stage, you see that craziness going on because they get started early. But you be thinking, well, maybe they bipolar or something ain't right upstairs. So
Right.
you give them a pass, and then here it come again. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Like her, you'll be like, hold up, something ain't right.
Hey,
So when that fool raged on me the last time in that car, because like you said, they use their cars as torture chambers. When that fool raged on me the last time in that car, I didn't say nothing to him going to the hospital and coming back because, like you said, Hario, somebody I think in the chat said it. They be trying to give you a heart attack and a stroke, and I was really sick back then. When I say I was sick, I was really sick. I had to go back and forth to the doctors a lot because of my back. I was getting shots in my back.
mhm,
And my chest has started hurting. And I'm
mhm.
like, wait a minute, what's going on here? This fool trying to kill me. Cause that's when all the light bulbs went off. And I said, this ain't no. So the last time he raged on me and I got out that car, I called my family and I told my family what he was doing. They heard, yo, I can't say that on your show. But they wanted to give
Yes,
him the business.
yes, indeed.
They wanted to give him the
You said
business.
that. Uh-huh.
And see, me being who I am, being a God-fearing woman, I said, nope, don't hit him, don't bother him. I said, cause honey, let me let y'all know something. Our God is the best wrath and the best boxer we could ever have in our life. Once we get hooked back to source, don't bother him. Cause I said, first and foremost, I was good to that troll. And I said, I don't care where else he gonna always remember Jackie. And I said, that's his karma right there, knowing he don't have access to me. He can't call me. He can't email me. He's blocked out of all of everything in my life. And see, like you said, they love access to you. And they love having access. When you cut what my girl Tasha said, when you pull up them power grids and run off, they stupid. They are
Yeah.
stupid. They gotta pick, what is it? They gotta pick something from off that low hanging tree to
Low
deal
hanging
with.
fruit. They got to get that low hanging fruit, and that's always what they run to. I mean, when you dealing with somebody that has a low vibration in the first place, they walking around looking on the ground. They're always looking down because they know that if I can't pull this person down, then this person has no value to me. If I can't destroy you, I can't turn that light out that you have.
Hmm.
No need for me to be around you. So
And he tried. Oh my God, he tried. But see, he forgot I'm a strong black woman. I raised two kids by myself because they father wanted to act crazy and act out. And I'm like, and no, we got to go. No, see, he forgot who he dealt with.
Mm,
And when I wrote my journals, because my therapist told me she wanted me to look at everything in black and white so that I could heal, properly. I needed to see how to heal the child Jackie in me
right.
because she wasn't healed. So I had suppressed a whole lot of stuff. Hario, I had really, when I say I suppressed a whole lot, it's a lot of pain in my book. And I kept asking her, I said, why do I keep attracting these type of miserable people? So she pushed me back into my childhood. My father was my first narcissist that I was introduced to. But see, by me being, so traumatized when I was a child, I suppressed all of that.
Right.
And when I wrote it down in my journals, I turned my journals into my book.
Mm,
That's why I named it Toxic Love Surviving Narcissistic Abuse. Because Hario, a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on the physical abuse. Don't get me wrong, I went through that with my children's father. He pulled out my hair from my scalp. He broke my jaw with a telephone receiver. I was broke my ribs. I mean, yeah, he told me, he said, I'm gonna put you where your mother at. And my mother was deceased at the time. This man was trying to take me out. And I
yeah.
wasn't saved in her, yo. I was not saved. I wasn't going to church. I wasn't none of that. But I'm gonna tell you this. With everything that I could have, because I was laying in the middle of my bedroom floor in my own blood, in a puddle of blood.
Ooh,
And I said, Lord, if you get me out of this, I'll never go back. And before I knew it, evidently my neighbors heard me screaming. The police bum rushed my house. They snatched that fool up out the there like he was just on his, like they was ready to take him to this insane asylum.
oh wow.
And don't get me wrong, he remarried now. I don't know what's going on with that situation. I don't care because that's her problem. You know, my children has nothing to do with him because they saw all of the trauma that I went through. They still have, their issues and everything, with that. But I sought therapy and I got my life back on track. And then here I come with this fool. I said, man, I'm getting too old for this. I'm getting ready to turn 60 years old. No, I will not be dealing with a man child. No.
Yeah.
You got if you want to be playing around with somebody, go on somewhere. Go back to your mother. She the one who you're mad at. The mommy and daddy issues. Go on back to her. Get on her nerves. Talk shit to her. Because you ain't gonna come in my life and treat me bad. That's what made me that. And he was the inspiration for my book.
Mhm.
He's in that book. That's why I call it toxic love surviving narcissistic abuse because that's an abuse, like you said, Hario, that's not talked about because it's a shame-based abuse. It's a silent abuse because those abusers try to silence us by any means necessary
Yeah.
to keep that facade, that illusion, that image going on, knowing they ain't worth two fucks. Forgive me, but they not. They, and I mean that literally. He wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
It was like this.
Hey, listen, you
I'm
got
like, you get this old to want to be a player, knowing you got a disability. Boy, you need to sit down somewhere.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it don't even really have nothing to do with none of that. For real, when you think about it, how could you actually feel pleasure from somebody that had no respect for you?
Right.
And they
But
don't even have any respect for themselves.
they don't. Because you said it yourself, Yo. They go out, they might be with you, but they out there with other supplies too. Just sleeping around raw
Every day. Yes, indeed.
all day, every day,
If you
trying to come back and because they don't have no respect for you, they coming back bringing you any and everything.
anything.
That's why I was laughing one night. I was watching you, and you said, "Yeah, even if you married, you got to wear a condom."
Hey, you better. If
Because it's sad.
the,
It's really sad.
the people that are married to them, man, I could write a book just on that. If you married to a narcissist, you better be using protection.
Mm-hmm.
Better be using protection because
You gonna have everything under the sun.
everything that they passing around and trust and believe they got the best lie in the world to make you feel like they above doing something with somebody else like that. And even if I did, I would at least use protection. No, they wouldn't. No, they
Uh-uh.
and
Mm-mm. 'Cause I'm
if
like you. It's no holds barred. You cheat on me one time, and I find out you history. You are history. Mm-mm. And I know we were fools for them at one time, but that's a deal breaker for me. Cheating. I don't care what nobody say. No, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be laying up on no doctor's table trying to explain to them why all of this is transpiring with me at my older age.
there you go.
No, that's why. And how I know my book is doing well, Hario, because and I had my book today, but one of my coworkers wanted to buy the book. That's why I don't have it. My book is really doing well. It's just flying. It really is. It because I'm gonna tell you like this. This is his story. He read my book. He bought my book and he read my book. And he was in a 19-year narcissistic abuse. He called me. He
Wow.
called me after he read the book. He said, Jackie, your book hit home for me. And I said, how so? He said, because I'm going to be honest, I was in a 19-year narcissistic abusive relationship with a female narcissist. So I said, well, what happened? He said, Hario, he said, 2 weeks ago, he walked away in his pajamas. He walked away from her, walked away from the house.
You
He
said
walked away, huh?
you said your ex?
Not him, honey. No, one of my coworkers.
Oh, okay, okay.
Honey, I don't. That's a blackout.
Got
That's a never to return again.
got you.
No, ain't no spinning the block. Ain't no running around the block. Ain't no hovering. I told him my brother's on speed dial. Try it if you want. Try it. My bro- but no, this was one of my coworkers,
Mm-hmm.
and he said I guess she was doing so much of that crazy making.
Yeah.
When he sat in his driveway and read my book, he said he wanted to kick her to the curb that day. But I guess he ain't have the heart. But then, she started up that madness like you said your ex-wife did with the restraining orders and calling the police and having the cops at the oh my God. He said he couldn't do it. He walked away that night in his pajamas.
That right there is the single-handed most embarrassing situation you will ever have to live with. Being that house on the block that the police stay at, you're
And
not gonna live that down. These are
nope.
don't know you, but they know all your business. That's one of the things. That's one of the things narcs thrive on.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's through that they can control you to a degree because you know they know that everybody's been watching. Everybody see the police over here all the time, you know, and they know you're walking on eggshells in that house. You are in hell when you can't even go outside and look at your neighbors and drive
Mm. Yep, because they looking at you sideways and twisted like
at
what?
you like you everything crazy they ever heard of. Like, oh my God, don't look, y'all. But that's the neighbor. The police live. And narcs love it, man. They live for that.
They live for like you said, chaos, drama, and conflict.
They
That's their whole. And if it's no conflict, drama, and conflict going on, they gonna start it up. They gonna start because he was always. And see, the good thing about my situation, Hario, my children live with me. And my daughter was always on the scene when he wanted to cut up. And she told him, she said, "You got one more time to say something out your mouth to my mother that ain't kosher. I'm going to handle you." She wasn't playing with him.
Man, oh man,
See why? And see, that's what saved me because Hario, like you said, we're under that witchcraft, that spell that they put us under. And we ain't really thinking straight because it's that narcissistic fog.
yeah, yeah,
And whatever, it's like we go against our own grain just to satisfy them trolls. And
yeah,
then it's like once we catch ourselves and we be like, wait a minute, hold up, this ain't me. What the world going on? And that's what I said. No, this is not me. I am a pageant queen. I am a beautiful black woman, and I'm dealing with a troll. No, no, something got to change. And like you said, they always make you feel like they you can't live without them. But see, when I walked away, I walked away. I said, "Oh no, this is not how I'm supposed to be living. I'm not going to have nobody talking crazy to me. I'm not going to have nobody treating me like I'm gum up under their shoe. And I'm not going to be no doormat." I know that's Lucin's song. You know, I'm not going, my heart ain't going to be hanging on no string. You
nah.
got to go.
You know, when you when you're in that, a lot of times it's like your biggest obstacle is trying to convince everybody else why you still in it. You
We
know,
be lying. We be lying to protect them. And
yes.
they be out there smearing us and we don't even know it.
Ooh, we don't.
They be out there before we even get to the discard stage, those trolls telling they family, they friends, she mad, something wrong with her. She out, I'm thinking, yeah, she got some other dude and
There
she
you
just ain't acting right. And
go.
oh, they smearing you, honey. Yes, they are. Cause see, they setting the stage for when they call themselves having to shelf you for that new victim. No, it ain't gonna be no shelving with me. You wanna be on over there with a homeboy? Let me help you out. I closed that door forever, locked it, threw the key away, don't know where the hell it's at, and ain't gonna go find it.
Yeah, man. I mean, the one thing that I look at, when it comes to this, all of the stories, even though they have different characters, it's crazy how we all dealt with the same monster. We all dealt with the same monster. We all, and it's in the part that's even crazier is the worst. We're not even talking about the absolute worst parts of this. We just talking about the painful parts. We ain't talking about the worst part. We're not getting to the most embarrassing
Mm.
parts of, man, your entire being. I remember, I remember moving out of the home we bought, the first home we bought, and wow, man, that is the most embarrassing part.
Yeah. Cause she kept you, like you said, she kept the police at your house. She,
Literally,
kept going down to the
it's,
courthouse for restraining orders.
it's not just that. It was seeing those people years later and hearing from them what what was in their minds.
What was their perception of you?
When you and I'm gonna tell you the one of the I saw one of my neighbors because my son played football with one of the neighbor's sons, right? So this was years later. We saw each other. I saw him. Are we talking? Oh my God! It was the most embarrassing conversation
I
because
bet.
he was talking and he wasn't even really talking about us. He was saying, "Man, that house y'all live in must be haunted. He said, the new people that moved in there after y'all, man, it was worse than y'all."
Harriet, what you do? Y'all left bad spirits there.
But he kind of caught on to what he was saying, and he was like, "Oh man, my bad." And I was just stuck. It was like I couldn't say. anything,
Mm-mm-mm.
anything, because it just reminded me, man, like, damn. And guys, the part I want y'all to be able to take away from that was the thing that hurt me the most was the fact that I was like, damn, I was fighting for that.
We all were because we thought, like you said in the beginning in the love bombing stage, oh, they just pouring it on. But what they're doing, they're mirroring us because we're loving and caring and empathetic people. They are low life, scum of the earth, low vibrational, straight up trash. See, they already know they ain't worth 2 cents to a dollar. But see, they want us so bad, so they gotta mirror us. Cause like you said, Hario, yourself, if they come to us the way that they end with us, we ain't gonna give them the second look. We probably gonna take something and get them.
Yeah,
No. And then once they get you hooked, then here come the devaluation. Just everything you do is just never good enough. They always moving that goalposts.
come on.
They want you to work harder, triangulating you with the last crow they dealt with. No.
All it's ever going to be, your relationship with them is nothing more than you proving to them that you can handle all of the abuse that they give.
Right.
That is all your relationship with them is.
Hmm. And see, that was my whole purpose. Like you, Hario, you got your podcast. That was my whole purpose for writing my book, to get it into the hands of people, that men as well as women, who have dealt with this, what you call it, this circus, and who are still dealing with this circus. My book gives you ways and signs early, so you can see it early. So, like you said, you ain't got to waste your time. You ain't got to waste years of
You
your
know,
life
so
dealing with these crows.
this is the thing though. Most of us, all of us, I would say, we saw the signs, but
But
we
we,
did
and,
it.
and that's true. But
So
you got, like you said,
talk about stuff like that, like how you were able, or how you're able now to avert situations like that.
oh, yeah, I'm like China. One tried it. Well, oh my God, one tried it. And he's, I mean, Hario, it's like we're walking beepers now. It's like soon as we see or hear something we ain't trying to get with, by delete block. It's just mm-mm.
It's a lot easier.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot easier now to just be able to say, you know, like, oh man, oh no, I definitely won't be doing that with you.
Mm-mm. Cause he gonna tell me now. He walked up to me. I drive, but I was, when I was getting physical therapy for my shoulder, when I had my rotator cuff surgery this summer. He gonna walk up to me on the street. Now, don't know me from a can of paint. He gonna, talk to me, and I'm looking at him like, where the hell did you come from? So then he wanted to give me his phone number, and he took mine. But then, I was in the process of changing jobs because the job that I had, I couldn't go back to because of my injury. So I was in the process of going into the school system. That's why you don't see me a lot, Hario, because I got to get up 5 o'clock in the morning. I got to be to school by 8 o'clock.
Hmm.
But I was telling him these things, and I was setting boundaries. And he told me, "Oh, you sound like you got a lot of rules." I'm like, and I got really pissed off. I said, "Let me tell you something, sir. First of all, you're not going to dictate to me how I'm supposed to run my life. It ain't got nothing to do with rules. It got something to do with strong boundaries. And I'm not going to allow you or no other creature that's of your species invade my space again." So he was like, "Well, I wanted to get to know you and take you out. And yeah, you sound like a clown. And we ain't going to do this no more. See you later. Have a nice life."
You know, that is something that is so difficult for most people though. Most people are just like, when they hear that, okay, well, but you want to believe. You want to believe, like, well, maybe this time
Mm-mm.
different. You know,
Mm-mm.
are you sure
Because
you
he
got to
was
come
he
to?
was coming on too strong, Hario. He was coming on too strong. Oh, I wanted to take you out and we be in public and I show you off. No, you don't know. We don't even know each other, dude. How you gonna be showing me off? Really? You talking like a clown, and I'm gonna leave you to your circus.
Yeah, and like I said, everybody doesn't have it in them to just, say,
Mm-mm.
"Oh,
We've
what,
been
a little too
We've
much."
been through too much, Hario, and like you said, once we see the sign, just like you was like with I think you said you went to a family, what was it, a family gathering? I think it was with your son, about your son, and
It's
you saw that your ex there, that ex narc, and you had me rolling. You was like, I didn't even give her eye contact. You said you was looking everywhere but in her face.
it's not happening. Man. It's not happening.
See,
Once they zoom in, that's it.
right.
Now, you almost feel like y'all had a conversation. Once if they zoom in, you're not. That ain't happening.
We not talking, cause just like you said, people say, "Oh, you gotta forgive a devil for trying to come into our life and destroy us, the core essence of who we are." Cause we were decent, kind, and loving people before those crows came into our life, and they tried to come in and dim our light. Forgive what? No, no. What we can do, like Hario said, when we see them walking on one side of the street, go on the other. No, I don't want you looking me in my face. I don't want you talking to me. That fool, and this is what gets me, Hario. You are so right. Why they want to play on your phone from different phone numbers, them Google numbers? This fool still playing on my phone. He called, and I know it's him, Mario, because everybody that I have in my phone, I have their name attached to my phone. When
Mm.
I pick up the phone and I say hello, all he want to do is listen to me say hello. He don't say nothing. He just listen. I say, you are a clown. Quit playing on my phone before I call the police, and then he'll hang up.
And that's what they do. They just want. But see, what that is, that's all about triggering you to make you.
But it don't.
Feel.
That's the thing, Hario. It don't trigger me. He wants me to, like you said, cuss him out, call him all kind of derogatory names. Just be ugly. Get that high that he looking for. No, I just tell him stop playing on my phone before I call the police, and I be saying it just how I'm talking to you. Cause see how I used to talk to him, I was real negative. I was real and raw with it. I was real and raw with it. But see, he ain't used to that.
Yeah.
Wherever he at and whoever he with ain't doing it for him. But I ain't gonna do it for him either. No. Go away, stay away. Don't never try to come back. Because I did. I told him, I said, my brother's on speed dial. You try to bother me or come near me again, they will get you.
Man, it's like dealing with them. It's always gonna have some crazy repercussions, and you gotta start thinking in negative ways. I gotta do this to handle this, and then do that and it's like,
And I don't want to live my life. And like you said, I don't want to live my life like that. I've been a year no contact her, yo. And when I say a year, I'm last February, that's when I got rid of that joker. And this February this past February was a year. Next February will be 2 years. I'm like you, I have no desire to see them, hear them, talk to them, none of that. I don't want, because our energy has changed. energy energy with me, that's what made me start thinking that he had somebody else, because you can always tell their energy shift, and when their energy shift off of you, it's then shifted to somebody else. And you can always tell when somebody else done stepped into the limelight, because
yeah,
they picking fights, like you said, to get out to see that new supply or start phone boning or whatever they do. Then they want to come back to you and act like nothing never happened. What? You
be-
just called me every name but the child of God, and now you want to? No,
because they look at it like, well, you didn't catch me with that person,
we
so
don't.
catch me with the person, then I'm not guilty.
You're guilty.
Guilty. So you cannot charge me with that. You didn't catch me. And they look at it like whether I was, coming home every night or not, you didn't catch me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come home. You didn't catch me.
Mm-hmm.
So they look at it like, well, you can't hold that against me. And you got an arsenal full of evidence that's built just like that. You didn't actually catch me, but I know that looks suspect that I didn't make it home, maybe on the weekends all summer long. That might look suspect, but you didn't know where I was at and you didn't catch me with anybody. So you cannot say that. And then after they give you something, they're going to swear
You gave it to them.
you the one that did it. That's going to be, guys, that's going to be the craziest conversation, argument you're ever going to have with a narcissist. The argument about who gave who the disease.
They
That's
know, excuse me, and they know they gave it to you. They know.
They know they did, but they're never going to admit.
Mm-hmm. They don't ever take accountability for nothing. Nothing. Everything that goes wrong in that addiction ship, because we already know it's not a relationship because they can't relate to us, because they can't love us, because they can't attach to us. That's an addiction ship because, like you said, that trauma bond. The highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, the intermittent reinforcement, all of that breadcrumbing, that's what keeps us addicted and trapped with them. But once you get past all of that, like you said, and get on the other side of those crows, and you look back, because I seen him, oh my God. He didn't see me, but I saw him because I was driving and he was driving the other way. And I saw that thing. I said, good gracious in the morning. He looked like somebody drug him up and down the street all day, every day. They be looking some kind of rough. They be looking and it's, when he does see me like in passing, he'll look at me like, damn, she cut her hair. I sure did. I got a jerry curl because the hairstyles that I had was due for him. Oh, I want to see you in this. Oh, I want to see you for that. No, I got tired of it. So I cut all of my hair off and I got a jerry curl, and this is for me. This was for me.
Wow.
He didn't even recognize me.
Well, you know what? There you go. He did. He recognized that you're not that same person. And he recognized that you're not wearing that same hairstyle to just in case you see him. So he sees a completely different you. And now he's like, oh, okay. All right. So she's not on me like she was before. What's going on with you? What's changed? Oh, you got somebody new? Because they want to know. They want to know what the competition looks like. Is it good? Is it healthy? Or is it something I can probably help break up?
No. And I saw that treasure. When I be listening to China Boy, you in China, y'all be having me rolling. When I saw him with that thing that he got now, when I say treasure troll, that thing's hair was, you know what the little treasure trolls look like. That thing's hair was standing up on top of her head, and she was looking at me, and I was looking at her. I'm like, honey, you ain't got to worry about me. No. That's your problem now.
Hey, that's the thing. They're not running this summer. That's where we always get it wrong at. We be swearing up and down. They must got somebody that's super fine and they this and they that. It got to be that. No, it's never that. It's never that. They're not with that person for that.
Mm-mm. They with that person because they don't have strong boundaries. They have low self-esteem and they're easier to manipulate. We, on the other hand, once we got ourselves back right, we was too much for them and they had to run on to that new victim. They had to, because they knew had they stayed, like Hario said, we was going to catch on and we was going to eventually kick their butts to the curb where they belong.
they already, I think that, well, it is what it is. They know that coming home to you, you're going to hold them accountable to some level. And this new person isn't.
Mm-hmm. Ain't
He,
gonna ask questions.
they're not going to be doing all that stuff. So they're like, okay, this is a lot easier over here. I think I'm going to roll with this. And the new person runs into it. But I mean, you know what they're getting.
Especially if they knew about you. Them back burners, if they knew about, that's why I feel, and I'm gonna say this, I would feel sorry for the one that don't know about you, because they really gonna be in for something. But the ones that knew about us and saw that creature, helping that creature do us in, oh, I'm a moment of silence, because girl, you just don't know what you had it for, but you getting ready to find out. That devil getting ready to take you 5 ways to Friday.
Man, oh man, yeah.
You can ready to find out. That's why I told people, they say, do he know about your book? I said, I hope he do know about my book. He need to go read about himself. Maybe he might straighten up. People start laughing. I said, I hope he do know about my book, because it's about him. Narcissistic abuse.
Hey, there you go. Well, look, so tell everybody, tell them a little bit about the book and where they can get it at.
Oh, yippee.
Nah,
Well, well, the title of my book, y'all, is called Toxic Love: Surviving Narcissistic Abuse. And most of my book is about my life, went from childhood on up to now. It's giving you content on my early years, not, being trapped with a narcissistic father, who you terrorized and tortured the house. But when we're traumatized as children, we suppress a lot. So the
yeah,
middle part of my book is about the beginnings of my, marriage to my children's father. He was a malignant monster. And then the end is the treasure trove that left. Yes, it gives you signs, it gives you warnings. It'll help you, if you should come across these critters again, you'll know to get out.
and you will.
And you can get it on Amazon. My ebook is $6.99. My paperback is $14.99. And it's a great read. And as I stated, my book is my journals. It was my personal pain that my therapist wanted me to go through and heal from this type of stuff, because like Hario said, it don't take you no short time to heal from these type of traumas. It takes you a while to heal. But once you read these books and you read about somebody else's trauma, then that'll help you get past your trauma.
A lot of that, it works just like that. Most of the time, I mean, just knowing that, okay, it wasn't just me. First of all, that's one thing that helps most people, and I think for me, I was in the same place, just hearing about other people who were going through the same thing and listening to different stories. So I didn't feel like
You was alone.
I didn't feel like, wow, so I'm not the only person on the planet dealing with this crazy train.
Them
Yeah,
crud balls.
it's a lot. That means a lot. That means everything to people going through this, because if you haven't dealt with it before, you don't even believe that these kind of people really exist.
Exist.
Yeah. So
It's like you said, her. It's just it's supernatural warfare. It's good against evil. Those creatures are evil. Cause normal human beings, like Hario said, don't do stuff like that. Now we all go through our trials and tribulations and relationships, and like Hario said, normal people sit down and say, "Okay, baby, this ain't working. Let's go our way, but still be friends." Those critters, they either ghost you, pick fights, or disappear. They don't. They're cowards. They don't do normal things because it's not a normal relationship.
there you go. There you go. Well, and you said that's on Barnes and Noble. What's the name of the book again?
Huh?
So what's the name of the book again?
Toxic love: surviving narcissistic abuse.
Toxic Love Surviving Narcissistic Abuse. Everybody, go on Amazon and support our family member here. Yes, that's where it starts, guys. The support, the family support starts right at home. And we're at home. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build that bond, that bridge. If you send me the link, I'll post it for you.
I'm gonna send it to your because I sent the book to your Instagram. I sent it to your Instagram
Okay.
because that's the only platform I could get on that would communicate with me. Yeah,
Okay.
I sent it to your Instagram. My
Okay.
book.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, cool. No,
Yeah, but Hario, I want to thank you very much for having me on your show. It was an honor and a privilege.
I
I
appreciate
really appreciate you and
it.
all that you stand for. You keep helping us, even in us older people that's still healing, in our healing journey from those critters.
Man.
And I and I want to thank everybody in the chat that wished me a happy 60th birthday for Monday.
Happy 60th birthday for Jackie. Yes, we appreciate you, Jackie. Thank you so much.
Yay.
And
Thank you, Hario.
success on the book. Yeah,
Yours too. Yours too.
thank you. I appreciate the love. Yes, I do. That's
You keep us laughing though, Hario. You do. Especially when you be calling them crud balls.
man, crud ball. Good God. Just dirty, trifling, cruddy. They cruddy, man. If you only knew
Half of the stuff that they did.
half of it. Guys, whatever you know about the narc, you don't even know half of what they was trying to do to you. You don't know half of what they did, and you surely don't know a quarter of what they thought and tried to do. God, man.
Them people, they ain't people. Just like Hario said, they devils, they demons. They ain't no people. Because us normal people don't do these things. They just don't.
No, that ain't even real life at all. Well, hey, thanks again, guys. We're gonna be back in here on Friday night. China got an announcement. Yes.
Uh-oh.
China got an announcement, man. We're gonna be back in here Friday night. Our girl Keisha gonna be back. She wasn't feeling too good last week, y'all.
Oh,
You
I
know?
hope she feel better.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And guys, I'm gonna leave you just like I came in here with nothing but love, peace, and soul train. Good night, everybody. See you guys on Friday night. We're gonna do it again, my friends. Everybody in the chat, say something wonderful to everybody. All right. Good night, family. Peace.